Last Friday, a more than 2-week-long strike by South Korea's trucker union finally came to an end. They were demanding a soon-to-expire minimum freight rate system to be made permanent and extended to other industries, as currently only cement and shipping container drivers get the benefit. The government took a hardline approach, sending them return-to-work orders, citing the economic disruptions caused by the collective action. With this, the momentum of the strike started to crumble, with the labor union members eventually voting to end it. So let's break down what this means with Professor Se-ryun of Kyung University Law School. Good morning, Professor.
Good morning.
The safe rate system was extended for another 3 years by the government. They're trying to push it from the government. So at least the truckers have what they want for the time being, but many see this as the truckers giving up. If you had to pick a winner, who would you say it was, the truckers or the government?
Well, the government stuck to its gun, as you said, and the trucker did not get what they wanted at all. So now the 3-year extension itself is in question somewhat. So it was a major setback for the truckers and KCTU, the umbrella union. But we should not look at it as a winning or losing proposition for either side. Trucker strike happened from unresolved and structural issues of safety and economic rights that truckers need at some level. For example, because of their status of their employment, they don't even get the minimum wage guarantee. So clearly, stopgap solution was needed. Now, if you force me to pick a winner or loser, I think the loser is a Korean economy that lost about $3 billion because of the strike and stoppage.
Right, and it took a huge toll on the economy, but we have to kind of think about the other strikes going on. I mean, not just Korea, but globally, there's a lot of strikes. And do you think this move by truckers will affect the other strikes going on in South Korea, seeing what the government did?
In South Korea, clearly, I think that it is now clear that the government will not tolerate unlawful work stoppage. So any haphazard strikes would not get the result they used to get, for example, in the last administration. Some people speculate that the Korea has come to a kind of a Reagan moment or a Thatcher moment that they went through in the 80s. They shook up the power balance between labor union and the government. But also, this could be an episode that hardens the battle line in the labor movement in Korea. So it's kind of a tricky situation. More broadly, though, this could be a harbinger of a labor reform movement that this administration has pledged during the presidential election. So more substantive conflict might be looming. And because of that, I think that looking for the solution, long-term solution, is more pressing matter.
Right, and you did mention this before in your first answer about the situation the truckers are in. So I want to bring light to the safe freight rate system itself more with you. It does seem like sometimes the truckers may not be paid the minimum wage, and that the minimum rate has been set, which some people might say it's against capitalism or the sense of competition. But are there any other industries in South Korea that have a similar system that we can refer to? And since the 3-year extension will now take effect, will this impact other industries as well?
Well, the special employment worker status sort of fall through the crack in the fabric of legislative environment related to labor. They work like employees, but classified as a private business operators. So they suffer through long hours and not enough protection for labor standards and so on and so forth. And there are about 12 other similar occupations, such as delivery workers, private tutors, insurance salesmen, and so on and so forth. So they need the protection and labor rights of assembly and collective action as the Constitution guarantees. So this really requires, not only for the truckers, but for the Korean economy, a more permanent protection scheme that the legislators have to come up with. And now it seems like they're just put it off for another 3 years, and that is not a good job for anybody. And if this does not get resolved and the problem persists, I think that we all lose. But if we can find a solution the government, management, the workers can agree on, we all win, which obviously is a much better outcome.
Right, and Professor, before you go, we still have a couple of minutes, and I wanted to bring this light as well. The ILO actually kind of pressured the South Korean government, saying, could you give us the logic behind the return to work orders? And in your view, like you said, they're under special employment. Was the strike at least justified, and was it not legally justified like the government had claimed before?
Well, there are several reasons why the strike happened. First of all, this COVID economy and this economic situation hit us all. But second, there was a structural problem that persisted, as I mentioned before. And third, I think there is a kind of a political dimension to it. The labor union wanted to kind of test the mettle, maybe, and maybe going back to their strength of unified action to get what they want. But it seems like the landscape has changed, and it's pretty clear that the government will be pretty hard-lined about it. And I just hope that they, not just the hard-line, but looking for an active and very good solution, bringing into the dialogue table not only the legislators and parties, but the management and the workers. There's a scheme to talk to each other in place anyway. So I think that should be the direction to go.
Right, and as you've mentioned, the economy took a huge toll, and we do have the economy at stake with every strike that happens in the country. Well, thank you so much for your insights this morning, Professor, and I hope you have a great day.
My pleasure. Thank you.